Hey guys, welcome back to the show, and as you can see, we're back at it again. For those of you joining me for the very first time, welcome to the show. Today's video is going to be a tutorial on this look. Please keep in mind that I only filmed the eyes. So I'm going to stop rambling. If you guys haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. I would love to have you guys join the family. Please give this a thumbs up if you guys are enjoying the video. And if you guys want to follow me outside of YouTube, I'm listing all of the social media handlebars down below. Enjoy the show, guys. We're going to be going in with the Orgy palette. We're going to be going in with Cunnilingus right over here. The brush that I'm going to be using is the Morphe E22 brush. Alright, so I dipped the brush into the palette only a little bit, and I'm not going to dust it off. And I'm just going to be going back and forth for now. I know it looks a little bit messy, but that's perfectly fine because at the end of the day, we're going to be blending all of this out. So just take your time blending it back and forth. And then we're going to be going little circular motions. And make sure you blend that out just like that. And just be patient with this, you guys, because remember, this is a process. Next color that we're going in with is Versatile right over here. And the brush that I will be using is the Morphe M441 brush. And then I dipped the brush into the palette. I did not dust it off. And as you can see, I'm just doing windshield wiper motions. And then of course, we're going to be doing the little circles as well. Just make sure that everything is blended out. And please guys, remember, this is a process. Don't give up. Keep on going, and please be patient with this, okay? Next color that we're going to be going in with is Money Shot right over here. And the brush that we're going to be using is the Morphe M573 brush. Okay, so I dipped the brush into the palette. I'm not going to be brushing this, dusting this off. I'm trying to talk to you guys in the camera to, have like a more direct feel, and I'm trying to get like a proper posture. Also, like, I added like another mount thing to the camera so it can be a little more taller. So if you see me, different, that's why. All right, so I dipped the brush into the palette. I did not dust it off. I'm doing this a little bit at a time because this is really pigmented, which is really good. That's what we really love. And I'm gonna do the outer corner. So I'm just packing in the color right over here. And I'm doing little circles to kind of blend that out. And I'm not gonna go really high. I'm only gonna go where my orbital bone is. And just keep blending that out, you guys. I know it looks a little bit rough, but trust me, like as I always say, it's a process. You gotta be persistent. Don't give up. And just have patience with this. And if you guys want to blend up the orbital, like the outer corner of the orbital bone, I suggest you do that. I really recommend it, just so you can have that blend going. And it can look really pretty and really nice and smooth. Alright, so off camera, I went ahead and cut my crease. I went ahead and cut the crease with the LA Girl Pro Concealer and the Flat White Corrector. It's not really a color. To cut the crease, I went ahead and used the Morphe M167 brush. It's a flat packer brush. It looks a little something like this. It helps me with my hooded lids. Alright, next color that we're going in with is Body right over here. The brush that I will be using is the M522 brush. Alright, so I dipped the brush into the palette. I'm not going to be dusting it off. I'm going to be packing it on here on the outer part of the cut crease. It's okay if it's not perfect, because we're going to be blending it out anyway. So please be careful like during with the cut crease as well, because you don't want it messing up. And if you have to go back in, go ahead and do so. And I usually like to blend it down, and I'm sorry if I keep looking at the camera. I just want to make sure it doesn't get dark on me, which is doing it right now. Alright, so next color that I'm going to be going in with is Fluffer right over here. And the brush that I will be using is the Morphe M522 brush. This is not the same brush. This is another brush that I have. So if you guys want to use the same brush, more power to you, but I'm using the same brush that I already have because I feel like this is a packer brush, so it like definitely helps me out by packing it in there. Alright, so I dipped the brush into the palette and I'm just packing her in here right now. And just be careful with like the crease area, be gentle with it. Also, like, lightly press on your eye as well. I do not want you guys getting hurt. But just gently press everything in there. And we're gonna go back in with the colors as well, just so we can blend everything out beautifully. And if you want to like blend down like I'm doing, go on right ahead. Alright, so off camera I went ahead and blended everything out. I went back in with the two colors and also the outer corner, blended everything out. Just want to let you guys know I'm gonna go ahead and do my liner off camera, but yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do that, so be right back. So I'm back doing my liner. For liquid liner, I went ahead and used the Epic Ink eyeliner from NYX. It's super awesome. I freaking love it. For the top, like, how do I say this? Like the top waterline, I went ahead and used a brown eyeliner just because it blends in better. You can use a black one, but I just prefer to use brown because I feel like it complements my brown contacts. And then I put in white. I guess expands my eyes. It makes it look like I have eyeballs. I'm gonna go ahead and do my lashes off camera. I'll be right back, but I want to show you which I'm gonna use. The lashes that I'm going to be using is from Lily Lashes in the style Brooklyn. And the glue that I usually use is the duo glue, the green one. The green one is the brush on adhesive. All you have to do is just like brush it onto the lash band, and then you just stick them on your eye and you're basically set. Or if you don't want to do it on the lash band, you can do it on your actual lash and just still pop on that lash. You still have to wait 30 minutes. It's still, to me, in my opinion, it's an easier application, and also I feel like it's extra stickier. You still have to wait the 30 seconds, but I feel like it's just like everything just grabs on like it's supposed to. You don't have to like wait or air dry it or anything else like that. I'm gonna go ahead and put on my lashes, so I'll be right back. Alright, so I am back from putting on my lashes. So I just want to let you guys know that I'm going to be doing the rest of the face. And when it's time for me to finish up my eyes, I'm going to go ahead and record that for you guys. So I'll be right back. Alright, so I'm back doing the face. So as I told you guys, we're going to be moving on to the eyes now. Alright, so I'm going to be going in with Money Shot and Craving Chocolate. We're going to mix these two colors up for the bottom. And the brush that I'm going to be using is the Morphe M432 brush. Alright, so just don't hurt yourself. And I'm going to try to do this the best way that I can, especially since this is higher. And always avoid your eye area, but do this really lightly. I'm gonna see if I can do it like this, you guys. Hold on. And just blend it down. Please be careful. Okay, so I did the mirror sideways because it's getting a little difficult with the lighting. Hope that you guys can still see me. We're not dipping the brush into the palette. I'm just gonna use this brush to blend out. The brush that I'm using to blend out is the Morphe M431 brush. And then, because I'm doing it sideways, I want you guys to see, and also I don't want it to mess with my lighting. We're just gonna be dragging it, like, you know, like back and forth underneath the eye, really carefully. Take your time. And like, I just want to let you guys know that like, you don't have to do this, but me, I feel like it's necessary, especially with my type of lids. Think about it like this. Like, think about like your eyeball is the actual picture, and then like the upper lid and the lower lid are the frame of that picture. So I think that's one way to look at it. I think it looks pretty, and it kind of makes the white eyeliner or any type of like light eyeliner you may have on your lower waterline, it makes it stand out. Okay, so I'm going back in with the brush that we started in. so that way it can be nice and even and nice and blended as well. And I'm going back in with my brush to blend it all out. And if you guys hear anything, like any kind of soft soothing music, I have meditation music on. Lately I've been having like so much freaking anxiety. It's been really difficult for me to calm down. I'm just gonna use this here as my guide. How is it that every time I look at the screen, like that's when the camera decides not to go dark on me? Okay, so off camera, I went ahead and finished blending out the bottom right over here, like the lower lash line. Well, below the lower lash line, kind of on top of there, the lower lid, the lower part of your eye, if you guys happen to understand it. And we're gonna finish up the rest of the eyes. We're still using the Orgy collection. We are using the mini Orgy. We're gonna be using Champagne Drip right over here. And I'm holding it upside down because it's easier for me to do it. And the brush that I will be using is the Morphe M321 brush. I hope you guys can see. Maybe I should do it sideways. Not really sure. Not really sure what to do anymore because this freaking lighting has me all over the place. But anyways, I dipped the brush into the palette and I'm just tapping this in here. And so far, you guys, I have like, you know, using both palettes, I have not yeah, there's gonna be fallout, but it's not like that bad, which I really like. Alright, so I went ahead and did the inner corner. I packed it in there as you saw, and then I did like little circles. And then what I'm doing right now is I dip back into the palette and then I'm doing it underneath my brow. And here's a little trick that I do, it's optional. The very first brush that we went in the beginning, which is the Morphe E22 brush, I'm gonna go ahead and use it. You can use whatever brush you want. I choose to use this, the brush that we used since the beginning. And then I'm gonna go back and forth here. And then windshield wiper motions. I mean, not back and forth windshield wipers, little circles is what I meant to say. Just so it can be really pretty, really blended. You don't want that harshness. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish up my other eye. So we'll be right back to do the highlighting for the face. Alright, so I'm back highlighting my eye. We're still gonna use the same palette. The next color we're gonna be using is Gagging right over here. And the brush that I'm using is the Morphe M441 brush. Alright, so I dipped the brush into the palette. I did not dust it off. And what I'm doing is like this cheekbone area. I'm just going to be pressing it on here. And then we're going to be blending it, like doing little circles. I don't know if you guys can see that. But it's like really pretty. It gets like this like sudden sparkle. We're going back in. I'm going to go ahead and drag down the temple area. And then we're going to go ahead and do the upper eyebrow area here. Going back in. I'm doing my Cupid's bow. And then next I'm going to be doing my chin area right over here. Just little circles. By the way, I am going back in every time, you know, I switch around. We're going to be doing the nose right over here. And then up and down my nose here. Give it that really pretty subtle glow. And then same palette, same color, different brush. The brush that I'm using is a Morphe E36 brush. I dipped the brush into the color and then I'm gonna go up and down my nose. Hope you guys can see that. And you see like it gives it like this subtle glow. Like, you know, trust me, I love being highlighted, but I felt like for this look, the eyes are really intense or kind of dark, and then my skin is light. Also, I'm in the process of tanning, so I didn't want to like any overbearing or any overwhelming colors going on. And I'm gonna go ahead and do my lips off camera, so I'll be right back. Alright, so I'm done doing my lips, and I went ahead and did my hair too because I was looking a little bit like a hot mess. For lips, I went ahead and did the Jeffree Star Celebrity Skin. It's my favorite nude, and also since it's a nude, we have like a nude eyeshadow palette and skin. And according to the palette, the reason why Jeffree Star made the name Orgy for that palette was because of the skin tones. And here is the finished look Hope you guys enjoyed it. So let me know what y'all think in the comments right down below. Alright, so for the moment that you have been waiting for, my final thoughts on these two. Alright, so just so you guys know, I know that I played around with a few colors like on camera, but just so you know, before I went ahead and did this look, I went ahead and practiced it. I made sure that I played with all of the colors, all of the tones, see which ones flattered me, see which ones did not flatter me. And so far, all of these warm tones over here, they all flatter me, so I'm really happy for that. Now this is just for the main Orgy palette. Now the mini palette, okay, I only play with a few tones. I freaking enjoyed it. I love the formulas for both, for matte and the shimmers. They're both creamy, they're both really buttery, they have a really good color payoff. You guys know me, I like to do it a little bit at a time, and once you do it a little bit at a time, you know, you have more control and yada yada yada. Now, one thing I do want to mention about the Orgy palette is, well, I think this batch is great. I did receive an email from Jeffree Cosmetics based on this batch. So according to the email, it says that this batch wasn't properly mixed. But when I used it, I think it was fine. I don't know, but I haven't received the other palettes. My final thoughts on the palette, freaking love it. Get your hands on these right now. The payoff is freaking amazing, but this one is definitely worth getting. Get your hands on it right now. Alright, so that's it for the review. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Let me know what you guys would like to see next. Yeah, thank you for watching the show, and each and every one of you that passed by here and give it a thumbs up. I appreciate each and every one of you that do that. You know, just remember guys, like, stay persistent on your goals. Like, you have that vision, go for it, keep going, don't stop. Don't let anybody tell you that what you can't or cannot do. You can do it. You can do anything that you want in this world. Just remember, you have to stay persistent. You have to believe in yourself, okay? I know that these are tough times right now, but guys, we're gonna get through it together, and I can't wait for all of us to succeed. So enough of me rambling on. I'll see you guys till next time.